The reason why we talk about at the core is this. If I know you at the core, no matter what happens, I know these things will never change.
She's from my culture.
Culture. Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm saying this because I have dated other culture and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't work well for me.
So what gave you that assurance, right? That peace of mind that, you know what? I don't even care about your past. I just feel like you are the one.
Thank you for all your support, your guidance, your advice, and the peace you brought in our home.
Blessings and love. It is always a great day here at Refuge and Fortress. My name is Yemi Emmanuel. I go by PY, and this is my Darling Bride podcast. I want to welcome you all back to another episode of my Darling Bride podcast, MDB. As you already know, we are in the At the Core season. At the Core season. What are we talking about? How did you get to know your spouse at their core? Or how are you getting to know your significant other right now at his or her core, right? And so that is the episode, that is the season. And today I have with me one of my very, very good friend, in fact, my best friend, by the name of Femi Falade, my brother.
Yes, sir.
What up, man? So, so,
Good.
so, so one, very quickly, Mr. Femi, he just got married, right? So this he's in that honeymoon phase. We love his wife. She's a very, very chill, laid back person, and I mean, next time we're gonna bring her on this podcast so she can bless us. But today we have just a husband today, and we're going to have a blast. What's going on, my brother?
And not much, yeah.
How you doing, man?
Blessed,
How how
blessed.
how long has it been now since you've been married?
Jeez, I think it's been 2 months actually.
2 months.
Two
Okay.
months and 3 days.
2 months and 3 days. Let's go. Let's go. And how has it been, man? Okay, so tell me in your experience the difference between when you were a bachelor and now that you're married.
I've gained weight.
Hey!
It's
You
like
gained.
like
Go
people
ahead.
just see me and they ask me like, "You gain weight? You married?" It's like-
Well, I
yes.
can testify. I can testify to that because I'm married too. And one of the first thing that happened when we got married was I definitely gained that weight.
Oh
Wait,
goodness.
wait till you become a father too, man. You're gonna gain that daddy weight. So,
Oh,
what else though? What else has changed since being married? Now that you are, you're no longer a bachelor, but you are a married man.
I mean, now you I mean, a few things that changes. Of course, the certain things you do when you were single, like going out often without having to, seek that secondary
Yeah,
permission.
yeah.
So, other than that, you have to seek permission for all, not almost everything. You have to seek permission. Baby, you like these? I'm going to church with this suit. You like? How do you like it? So you pretty much seek permission for everything, and also knowing that there's more than one person in the house. It's two
Mhm.
people. You feel there's a bigger, higher tax for you
Yeah.
because now you're responsible for somebody else,
Mhm.
well-being. So,
Gotcha. That's good. That's good. Now, okay, so let's get right into it. Number one, tell us, how did you meet your darling bride?
man, well, on these blessed day, I was my one of my big brothers. I was a big bro.
Yeah.
He had well, first of all, he introduced me to this lady,
Okay.
and we're talking all this nice stuff about her, how
Mm,
he happened to know her when she was little,
yeah.
all the good stuff. But I was at that time I was in a very a different space, so I
Okay.
wasn't taking in all the information. I was not buying it, but just listen. It's my bro. Okay,
Now,
I got
now,
it right.
how long ago was this? So this was 2000 and what?
This was 2000 and that was early last year.
Early last year. Okay, so you met your wife early last year,
Hmm.
and so it took you guys about how long to date, um, get to know each other, and then get married
And
from the moment you met her.
I think that's actually one of the most interesting part of it because you always have this concept where you felt like you needed a longer time to get
Yeah.
to know your spouse,
Hmm.
but actually I think that's for me it was that changed because when someone is being real and transparent to you,
Hmm.
letting you know that this is who I am, this is what
Yeah.
I want, I
Yeah.
don't think it takes that much time
Mm.
because at that point, they've been genuine, letting you know,
Hmm.
look, I don't want to waste my time, and I know
Hmm.
you don't want to waste your time. These
Hmm.
are my pros and cons. These are my goals. This is who I am.
Hmm.
Are you okay with this kind of person?
Hmm.
And and it's not something you get a lot,
Yeah.
especially this Aaron. People being straight with you and letting you know what they want up front.
And I love the fact that you're saying that because essentially what you're saying is when you have two people who know exactly what they want and they know exactly what stage in their life that they are, it
Hmm.
really doesn't take that long
Nope.
to execute, right? To say, this is what I want to do, this is the direction that I'm going. Are you going in that direction? And
Yeah.
now, but the thing is, okay, so let me ask you this. Given your situation, right? For me, I dated my wife for a very long time, right? So we were 6 years in the game before we actually got married, right?
Yeah.
And for good reasons, right? Number one, the stage wasn't right, right?
Hmm.
Number one. Number two, um, we had to get a lot of out of our system before we crossed over into that marriage institution. In
Right.
your case, you and I would say you've made all the mistakes that you wanted to make before your wife showed up, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
now you know what not to do in this
Absolutely.
new relationship, in this new marriage.
Absolutely.
But you can't necessarily say the same for your wife. So what gave you that assurance, right? That peace of mind that, you know what? I don't even care about your past. I just feel like you are the one. What gave you that assurance? Because some might say what you did right there is a risk, which you took regardless. Why did you take that risk? What gave you that assurance?
Well, first thing I would say is, of course, you pray.
Mm-hmm.
That's always number one. You pray about this individual. God said, and this is what I have in front of me. You know what happened last time? Not
Mm-hmm.
on that channel.
You
So
know what happened last time.
you know what happened last time. That didn't go well. So this is me coming to you, letting you
Uh-huh.
know that I have this individual lady.
Mm,
She talks so well. This is our goal.
yeah.
I like her. What do you think about it?
Mm,
So and we of course it happens to fall in when winners were doing like fasting and prayer. So I did also a few fasting as well too.
okay. Okay.
And not only that, I think also in my own aspect, I think
Mm-hmm.
also when someone carry peace,
Mm,
you feel it.
okay.
You feel
Okay.
it.
Okay.
And they not only just carry peace, they mean well for you. They want to help
Gotcha.
you. They want to be in every little thing that you probably don't even need them to be. They want to
Mm,
be there to help, to
mm,
support.
mm.
So those those are things that, especially here in America, you don't really people don't give them give you your time like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but also willingly, know me, asking willingly, saying, okay, you know what, I can help you with these. So what do you
Mm,
need? I can back you up with these.
yeah.
And you start looking like ah.
Uh-huh.
So what about you the first time I
Okay, so that okay, I love it. I love it. Okay, so that you actually just opened up my next question for me. And the next question that I'm gonna ask you is, what were the three things? I'm sure there's a lot you were looking for,
Mhm.
but like, give me your top three things that you were looking for in a significant other that you saw immediately in her in about a year, and you said, "Yep, this is the one for me. This is it." What was the top three things you saw that was like that stood out to you?
First of all, yeah, she know God. She knows
Mm-hmm.
God.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always my own. Because I'm not saying that maybe if you happen to have a different religion that doesn't. But for me, you
Okay.
have to know God,
Okay.
and we have to have the same religion
Mm-hmm.
due to conflicts of religion conflicts,
Yeah. Yep.
and also she's from my culture,
Culture. Okay.
and
Okay.
I'm saying this because I have dated other culture, and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't work well for me.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
I realized I have to go to the source where I came from.
Elaborate on that. I want you to elaborate on that. Why was culture important to you? Right? Because everybody says, I want somebody that's God fearing. That's beautiful, right? Great, no problem. But for you, why was culture a big deal for you? And before you even answer that question, I kind of want to clarify something. Culture has nothing to do with race. No, not race. Nationality is what I meant to say. Nationality, and because you can say, well, in America, for example, um, there's white America, there's
Mm-hmm.
black America,
Mm-hmm.
right? And those are two completely different cultures,
Right.
despite the fact that they are both Americans, right?
American. Yep.
So in your case, why was culture? And then if you go to Nigeria, for example, there are
Yeah.
multiple
Oh yeah.
cultures, not even tribes. Now you have the Hausa, you have the Yoruba, you have the Igbo.
Yeah,
There's like the three
one
major
time.
tribes in Nigeria.
Right.
But even within those tribes, there are multiple cultures within
Yep.
those tribes. So for you specifically, why was culture such a big factor for you?
Well, because first of all, when I get someone from my own culture,
Yeah.
it solves a lot of misunderstanding,
Mm,
a lot of
mm,
differences.
mm.
And when I say not only being a Yoruba,
Yeah.
also from my own state or home state,
Mm-hmm.
Ekiti.
Mm-hmm.
So certain things I don't have to address because we both drank from that same water.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we know she knows, okay, this is how we do things. This is
Yeah.
how we're supposed to treat each other. This is how
Yeah.
we're supposed to move. She knows all those stuff. And if I blink, she knows, okay, this is what I meant by my
Mm,
actions or
mm,
my body language. So, and also, if I sometimes, we all speak English.
yeah.
But there's certain conversation I would like to speak to you in Yoruba
In Yoruba. Mm-hmm.
that comes to some proverbs that
Mm.
just to enlighten you a little bit where I'm
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
So she can able to.
So what you're saying essentially is when you from my culture, what's understood needs no explanation. Like if we drink from the same water, I don't have to be explaining too much.
Too much,
You just understand. I mean, I
and
love it.
that just solve a whole lot of.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is important, man, because we act like these things don't matter, right? We act
Mhm.
like no, we're just gonna figure it out. But no, they do matter. They do.
Mhm.
Okay, so because I saw a post on Instagram the other day. It was Tay Diggs and his wife. They broke up, they divorced now. And I think the wife or the husband was saying that outside pressure led to their divorce. What was the outside pressure? Because they were in an interracial relationship. Mind you, they're both Americans, black and white. But she felt like the black community always pointed the fact that yes, you're America's most handsome man, right? On Times Magazine or GQ or whatever the case may be, but you've got that little blemish, like you've got that little bit of imperfection because you're married to
The black.
somebody that's not a sister.
Yeah.
And the pressure of that is what led to the pressure of that, plus multiple other things, of course. But she believed that was one of the main factor as to why they divorced. So culture is a big deal. Okay.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so your number three. What was your number three thing that you were looking for in your significant other that she had, and it gave you that peace of mind that you know what, this is the person for me?
Yeah, and also I think my number three is me having to know someone that has ideas.
Okay.
Because Right.
And for those who don't understand what that means um someone that has her ears is someone she listens to.
Someone
um
should
right,
someone
some like
should
a
like a
mentor.
mentor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Someone should
Okay,
respect your obeys
so it
and that.
was important to you to know that she has that.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
That's interesting. Why?
Absolutely. Well,
Tell, please.
you will be surprised that no, you'll be surprised that okay, if I get to know this person's parent,
Yeah.
maybe they have their ears. No, it's not always that.
Okay.
So and also there'll be a day where where you will need an
Issues will
extra
rise.
voice. Yeah, and you need that someone that has that higher voice over her
Mm, mm.
to let's say you have a misunderstanding with you guys have misunderstanding and she's not willing to talk to me.
Yeah.
She will talk to somebody, and that's
Mm,
that person that has that voice over her,
mm, mm,
at
mm.
least in that dating stage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know
yeah, yeah.
so that was very important to me to know that she and I hate to use this, and I always say
Yeah.
so, when you're walking a dog,
Yep.
right,
Mm,
especially if it's a very aggressive dog,
yeah.
it's most important for you to have a leash
A leash on it.
control, someone that
Mm.
can control.
No, and okay, so this is important. This is important because I've actually never heard someone specifically point that out. That it's important for me to know that my significant other has someone he or she listens to, right? And but you're right though, in the sense that it is important. It is a big factor because, like you said, when things come up, when issues arise,
Hmm.
do you have someone that can talk to you and that you listen to? Is there someone in your life that you respect that much that if they say forgive and forget, you can forgive and forget? If
Hmm.
they say let it go, you can let it go. If they say don't do this, you can, like, you listen to them. Now, here's the thing though. There are pros and cons to that, but we're not even going to go into that. So for you, it was important for her to have a relationship with God. It was important for you to ensure that she came from the same culture. It was important for you to ensure that she had someone she listens to.
Right.
Now, let me ask you this. How has those three things helped your marriage thus far?
Well, those two things actually, the first and the second ones, has been helping uh, great. You
Mm,
know, the third one was helping during the dating stage.
okay, okay.
Helped a lot during the dating stage. After marriage, then
Mm,
that kind of like not fade away. You're still
mm,
there,
yeah.
but it's not like coming into the marriage as often as because we haven't had a problem.
Okay,
So.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so this is beautiful. This is why we talk about at the core. The reason why we actually started the season with that topic is because life is funny. There are things that happens in life that changes things, that changes your perspective on life, that changes your scenario. It changes everything, right? And if you don't have some core values, right? eh, when life happens,
Hmm.
you may switch. And it's in that switching that most relationships or most marriages break.
Right.
So, for example, I'm going to ask you right now. Let me see if you know, just a test. In your opinion, you don't know because this has never happened, but what do you think could cause your wife to switch up on you completely? Where she's like somebody you don't know, she's a complete stranger.
Mm.
What could possibly happen that could make her, that could just, you're just looking at her like, man, I don't know who this person is anymore. What do you, in your opinion?
Well,
Essentially, what I'm asking you is what could break her?
right. I know during our dating season,
Yeah.
and you know proposal. I know she did say one thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other things that probably not breakable. I think she may mention one. Uh, she didn't only mention. She even sent me a video
Mm.
of a guy who says, "I can promise you
Mm.
there will be no third party as far as women in
Mm.
our relationship.
Mm.
So that means I won't cheat on you."
Okay.
So, which you pointed out because that would break her. That
Mm.
will make her a different person. That will, change a whole lot of stuff.
Mm.
But but yeah, that's for so far the only one thing that she pointed out that I know was
Okay. So infidelity on your
infidelity.
part will cause her to break and she will become a completely different person. Now, the reason why we talk about at the core is this, that if I know you at the core, no matter what happens, I know these things will never change. Number one, if I know you at the core, if I truly, truly know you, no matter what happens, your relationship with God is not going to change.
Mhm.
If I really, really, truly, truly know you at the core, no matter what happens, your cultural beliefs, how we settle things from a cultural standpoint, how we handle issues from a cultural standpoint is not going to change.
Mhm.
If I truly, 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 truly know you at the core, no matter what happens, there's somebody out there who can talk to you,
Mhm.
who can have you calm down,
Mhm.
relax, possibly even change your mind. And this is so important. This is why we talk about this. This is why we created this season, right? Where guys get to know your significant other at the core.
Absolutely.
Because when life happens left and right and things happens and situations happens, because we've got years to go, right? We just started this thing. We've got another 30, another 50, 40, 60,
Yeah.
70 years to go. We've got
Yeah.
we've got stages to go. We've got the childbearing stage. Our children are going to go to college. We're going to get houses. We're going to move, perhaps. We're going to start new businesses, start a new job, like whatever. We're going to start a ministry. Things will happen.
The
In
children's gonna move
fact,
to go to college.
exactly. Kids are gonna come. Like
Now it's back to you guys only.
yeah, exactly. And life happens where as you grow older, the older generation are getting older too. And as they're getting older, they flying off. Like they you know what I'm saying? They're going on to glory. When things like that happens, it does something to you inside, but does it change you?
Absolutely.
Right? Does it change this beautiful person that I know?
Mhm.
Right? And don't get me wrong, you're supposed to change, but am I
Right.
going to lose you? Am I gonna lose this person that I know from day one simply because this happened or that happened? And the way you know that you, by the grace of God, you're not gonna lose that person is if you know them at the core. I mean, you got to understand what it is. So I thank God for your life. I thank God for your wife's life, because I know a little bit about your story. I know where you're coming
Mhm.
from, especially from a dating standpoint. So we thank God for what God is doing in your life today. It hasn't been an easy journey, but man, we are so happy and so proud of you and your wife and what God has been doing
Amen.
in you guys' relationship.
Amen.
You know, and we can only give all
To
glory to
God.
God because He's just a good God, right?
Absolutely.
Now, now, my producer is telling me we have less than 3 minutes left. So before, before we go, I want you to take some time and say some words to your darling bride. Say some endearing words, a word of love, encouragement. Just pour out your heart to your darling bride, and I'm sure she's gonna see this later on. The floor is yours, my brother.
Okay, to my darling bride, I would love
Yes,
this
sir.
platform to say, I love you, I care about you, and I'm every second, every day, I'm working so hard to be the better man, to be the same man the same man you say yes to in the first place, and to not only be a better husband, also be a greater father, a friend, a mentor, someone that inspires you every day, your partner. Uh, from the bottom of bottom of my heart, I have since the day we met up to this very moment, and I'm sure by God, by the power of the Holy Ghost, and the grace of God on our life, we're gonna still keep continue having happy moments. And I thank you for all your support, your guidance, your advice, and the peace you brought in our home. Love you, love you.
All right. Let's go. That was beautiful, man. Let me tell you, man. Women love when you do that, man. You just pour out your heart. So I hope she sees this. I hope she listens to it on the audio or watches on YouTube, you know. And I hope and I want to thank you one more
Yes,
time.
sir.
I want to thank her for allowing you to come and
Absolutely.
share you guys' story. Because I always say it's not just your story.
No,
It's it's you guys' story.
absolutely.
And as it is your story, so it is her story as well. So I want to thank you for that. Thank her for allowing you to be here today. All right, my brother.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you. We will talk to you after the
All
episode.
right.
All right, all right, all right. So, guys, it was so important for me to ensure that we get my brother on this episode because his story is a unique one. They met, dated for about a year, they knew exactly what they wanted, and they went ahead and did their thing. They got married. And the journey just started, and it's going to be a beautiful one moving forward. God is with them. And whatever, I believe, whatever you place in God's hands will never fail. Whatever you put in God's hands will never fail. So I have such high hopes for their marriage, for their relationship, that for as long as that relationship is in the hand of the Lord, they're going to be fine. I have such confidence in that. All right. So we just give God glory. We thank God for what He's doing in their relationship. That is all we have for today. I hope we've shared a tip or two to help move you towards a kingdom fulfilled relationship with self, others, and most importantly, with God today. Until next time, be the light, be the salt, and remember, all things are possible if you believe.